Hello, friends. Hope everything is going on well despite the coronavirus pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. I know God is going to help us to overcome that. Now, we are continuing with our research lectures, how to come up with a very good research proposal and eventually a very good research dissertation write-up. Now, this time I'm going to talk about the scope of the study. All this I'm talking about is still in chapter 1. So the scope of the study has three major parts. One is the geographical scope, and two, the content scope, and three, the time scope. And I'm going to talk about them one by one briefly. Now, when we talk about the scope, it's about narrowing down to what your research is going to cover. Because research can be very wide and the topics you're handling are too wide. So therefore, you need to narrow down to what is manageable given the time you have on the program that you are studying, and also given the resources that you have at your exposure. So therefore, let's begin with the geographical scope. Geographical scope, you can write and say this research is going to cover, for instance, the case study is Dahabashil Bank. But you know the Dahabashil Bank is so wide. It has so many branches all over the world. But now you want to tell us you're going to cover Dahabashil Bank, Somalia, but in particular the one in Mogadishu, the headquarters, for instance. So therefore, the geographical scope will say the research is going to cover Dahabashil Bank, Mogadishu, main branch, and that is it. Yes, that's number one. Then when you come to the content scope talks about the other variables of ours we saw. Remember, in our case study, we decided we are going to use three variables. One is the employee performance, and that is the dependent variable, depending on employee motivation and employee engagement. So therefore, you write the content scope saying this research is going to cover employee engagement and employee motivation and their effects on employee performance. And that is it. That is the time scope, the content scope. So number three, we go to the time scope. Of course, the Bashir Bank has been around for so many years. For instance, since 1986 up to now, the Bashir Bank is in existence. So you cannot cover all that time from 1986 up to 2020. No. So you're going to tell us that the research study is going to cover the Bashir Bank from the period of 2018 up to 2020. So you see, you're considering only the issues of the time between 2018 up to 2020. Those are 2 years. It's manageable. As an academic researcher, it's manageable. That time is manageable. So whatever you're going to talk about, employee performance, their motivation, and their engagement, is just in between 2018 and 2020. That is the content scope. Next time, we shall talk about something else that makes up the research proposal and research dissertation eventually. I'd like to ask you, my dear friends, that you go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please encourage as many other students from many universities within and outside Uganda to subscribe to my YouTube channel and the teachings. Just log in YouTube Mwesigwa Simon Lectures, and it will take you to my channel. All the best, success in your academic endeavors. God bless.